this is the chance for everyone in the audience to ask some questions. I'm just going to start with an easy one for everyone on the sales side. What is the tactic that has been working for you right now in prospecting? So we've shared a few, and you might want to share the same again, but what is a tactic that has been working for you in prospecting right now?
Calling twice.
And how does that, when you say calling twice, is that straight one after another on immediately calling twice, or twice in a day? Like, can you just explain a little bit more what you mean?
A silly thing that actually comes from the Wolf of Wall Street, but guess what? It really works is when you're calling someone, you don't pick up the first time, don't leave a voicemail, try and calling again right after. People pick up like 50% of the time.
That's a great tactic. And especially as we're calling more mobiles these days, it gives people an opportunity to double check their phone and actually give you an opportunity to hear from them. Anybody else?
I would just add a point around that. I know there's a ton of talk about the right or the best channel at the moment. I'm a big believer that really a lot of the channels, they all do different things well. But more than anything, James, it's just about having a clear cadence around having up to 8 touch points or in and around that kind of number, and doing that across multiple threads, with a kind of 2 to 3 day split. Whether you choose to pick up the phone, send an email, send a LinkedIn message, it's difficult to go and say one of them is the latest, greatest, best thing right now. But it's more so having that consistency where you can track that activity and get up towards that number, which is, often where you would have seen an actionable next step.
Great. Anybody else?
We've been having quite a lot of success with LinkedIn voice notes. It seems to be on the team. It seems to still be quite a new sort of niche thing that people pick up on. So that's one to definitely try out.
Amazing. Next question is to each of you. What do you think has made you successful? What one trait has made you stand out? So Jason was talking about highlighting your strengths earlier, and I'm just curious to know, what is the one strength that is like your superpower that makes you stand out in your role? Heidi, you're on mute.
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat the question?
I was just asking, what is the one strength or the main strength that makes you stand out in your role?
In my role, I think it's how friendly I am. If anyone has ever spoken to me who is in the audience today, or if anyone has ever had a screening call with me, they will know that I just exude love. I can't help it. If anyone ever goes through a screen with me, all I want to talk about is how amazing they are, and I don't let anyone put themselves down. That is the biggest strength that someone should have, is being able to call out other people's positivity.
Love that.
Yeah.
Who else?
I tend to be very transparent, kind of a no bullshit approach. People are very worried sometimes about salespeople and how, we can be good at what we do. But having a very transparent approach, obviously coupled with the things that we mentioned, consultative selling and challenging and showing that it's not just your knowledge, but the knowledge of others that you can rely on, and being very upfront with a lot of things, just put people at ease and feel like they can also be transparent and honest with you, and you can build real conversations and have really good control on your deals thanks to this.
I'm happy to add one as well. I'd say that I'm just obsessed with becoming best version of Alleyne, right? And so every day I wake up just always constantly thinking about what's the new thing I can learn, how can I get 1% better, what action can I take today to help improve the team or do my bit. And so I see it as a superpower because of probably how obsessed I am around getting the best version of me before I cash out on this life.
That's brilliant.
Can I add something there?
Go on.
No, I just think I was going to say that before Alex said, but motivation, and I think deep down we'll have a kind of, I call it the origin story. What is your motivator, which makes you, as Alex says, get up and either reach the bar or exceed it. So I'd say to everyone, on this webinar, figure out what your origin story is. What is your motivator? I think Alex said it nicely. Don't go for the kind of quick satisfaction, but what is the long game? So dig down, see what your origin story is. And I actually have a recruitment tactic, which is about finding the next superstar, which actually is based around the origin story. So maybe it's a discussion, Alex, you and I can have one time, because I wonder if our minds will meet there somewhere.
Let's do it.
Amazing. So Heidi, I know you've got to get to a spin class, so
yep.
I'm going to thank you and going to invite Gary up. Well done today.
Thank you, guys. Job. Always linking if you have recruitment questions. Bye.
Amazing. So can we get some questions from the audience just before we go into networking? So we've run over a little bit. We're going to head to the networking, which is on the right of your screen, I think, in a second. And we're getting an opportunity to then speak to the speakers backstage and have a conversation. I like that, Jason, you've changed your shirt, ready to go out.
Yeah, it's my dinner shirt. I'm ready.
What time is it over there, and where are you going?
It's 6:02, and I'm gonna go to the buffet. So I'm gonna attack the tuna tonight. That's on the menu. Fantastic.
Gary, see if you can get onto the stage. Question back to prospecting, which is usual. Is there any advice for prospecting into a new market? How you start that approach into a new market or a new territory?
Happy to jump in. I don't want to jump in on all of them, but don't want too much silence. So I would say when prospecting into a new market, step one is to try and tier your accounts in some way, right? And so I often like to keep it simple, having the concept of let's say your gold standard tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, and then balancing out the amount of personalization you'd have, which would be heavier in tier 1, and then leveraging automation in your second and third tier. But you can't tier until you get super clear on your ideal customer profile, right? So to whoever asked that question, spend a lot of time working out where you can play to win. What are the characteristics of the organizations and personas that are buying what you're selling?
I'd add to that looking at your current existing markets, try and see who are your most successful users, your most important customers, and find the ones that are going to be very similar or direct competition of these guys in the new market, and try and attack these, because you've got a very strong, although you're not in this market, you've got a very strong story to tell to how a very similar company just based somewhere else is using your product. And in terms of strategies as well, I remember Neil Ryland, actually CRO of Peakon, said something quite interesting about how to crack a new market, and it was about finding the 5 strategic logos. And once you've got your 5 very strategic logos, you are in a very good position to, really get into this market in a higher volume fashion and start recruiting in this market and decide that this is now a place where the company can invest resources. So yeah, that'd be my advice.
Amazing. So is there any final thoughts or a parting comment that you'd like to share with the audience before we head over to the networking? Put you on the spot there.
If Jason could just share with everyone where he got his shirt.
Yeah. So super quick story. We had a post-COVID get together at GetAccept just to make sure we could be physical with each other, and the theme was beach party, and my quest was to find the most disgusting outfit I could, and something really weird happened where it kind of gave me a superpower where I kind of just, I feel really, really cool wearing it. So it's so bad, it's good again. But I got it from H&M, and it was actually hidden behind everything else. It's the only thing I've found. I haven't even seen it on their website, if I'm being totally honest with you. So H&M. It's disgusting, but it's good.
It works. All right, guys. Listen, I'm going to wrap it up there for the talks. You can, everybody in the audience, you can interact with the speakers in the networking section for the next 20 minutes. Everybody, round of applause in the comments for our speakers today. Octavia, Gary, Coralie, Jason, Alex, and Heidi. Fantastic job. And I want to wish you well for the rest of your day.